Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Solskjaer has got to go now. Manchester United cannot stick with Solskjaer until the end of this season. Solskjaer is expected to be in charge for the game against Watford after Joe Glazer's decision. As things stand, there is no indication that Manchester United are going to replace Solskjaer as manager. Manchester United are prepared to give Solskjaer a little bit more time. Solskjaer is under serious pressure. Manchester United have only won one of their last 6 Premier League games. Manchester United recently lost 2-0 to Manchester City at Old Trafford. It was a very poor performance by Manchester United. Man City run riot. After the game against Man City, Solskjaer did admit that the Manchester City defeat is a big step backwards. And he also said that Man United were outclassed by Man City. Manchester United lost 5-0 to Liverpool at Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago. Solskjaer should have been sacked after that game. After the defeat to Liverpool, it did say that Solskjaer had been given 3 games to save his job. Now, he only won one of them 3 games. We beat Tottenham 3-0. Then we drew with Atalanta 2-2, and then obviously lost to Man City 2-0. So obviously he hasn't done enough. Manchester United will have to pay Solskjaer 7.5 million when they sack him, because in the summer Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024 with an option of a further year. So he signed a 3-year contract. Manchester United made a mistake giving him that contract, and a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. If Solskjaer cared about the club, he would resign, revert back to what I've said before, but Solskjaer's not going to resign, because if he resigns, he doesn't get a payoff. But the players are not playing for Solskjaer, so that's telling me that the players have given up on the manager, and Solskjaer's also lost a lot of fans as well. Solskjaer has been given long enough at Manchester United. Solskjaer's been in charge for almost 3 years. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. And I did say at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for Solskjaer because he's got big expectations to exceed. But the expectations are far too high for Solskjaer to exceed as Man United manager. Solskjaer's lowered the standards at the club as manager, and Ole is in a position that he shouldn't be in. I hate to say this regarding Solskjaer, but I'm just being realistic. Solskjaer's not capable of winning trophies as Manchester United manager. He's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won anything since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Of course, we all want Solskjaer to succeed as Manchester United manager, but obviously he's not going to. But reflecting on our poor performances and poor results, you can't just put all the blame on Solskjaer. Yes, he is accountable for certain things, but there's also players that have to take responsibility as well for those poor performances. You know, I adore Solskjaer a lot, just like all Manchester United fans do, for what he's done for the club. At the end of the day, Solskjaer is a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. Solskjaer's most iconic moment as a player was when he scored the winning goal in the Champions League final back in 1999. He won the club the treble, and that's obviously the club's greatest achievement. Solskjaer had a proven pedigree when he was a player because he won a lot of trophies at Man United as a player, but unfortunately he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. Before Manchester United, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles and that at Molde. He endured 2 spells with them. And obviously managed Cardiff before, and his record at Cardiff was terrible. He only enjoyed a short tenure with Cardiff. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he got them relegated. Solskjaer got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. In Solskjaer's first 3 months, he was the interim manager. And he did very, very well as the interim manager. He won like 14 games out of 19 in all competitions. So reflecting on that, the club decided to give Solskjaer the job on a permanent basis back in March 2019. But since Solskjaer got the job permanently, it's just all gone wrong. And don't get me wrong, there is positives regarding Solskjaer. Not all negatives regarding him. I think in certain aspects we've seen consistency under Ole. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. He has made good signings as Manchester United manager. So far, Solskjaer has signed 14 players. In the summer of 2019, Ole recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Nagalo in on loan. In the summer of 2020, he brought Edison Cavani in, Donny van de Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo and Facundo Pellistri. And in this year's summer transfer window, he brought Heaton in, Sancho, Varane and re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. Manchester United have spent over £400 million under the Solskjaer era. Solskjaer's enjoyed like 5 transfer windows now as permanent Manchester United manager. Also, some progress has been made under Ole because Ole has got us to semi-finals. He got us to 3 semi-finals in his first full season. Last season, which was his second full season, he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Last season, he got us to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. And last season, he got us to the Europa League final. And that was his first major final as Man United manager. But unfortunately, we didn't win it. So there you go, and last season Ole got us a 2nd place finish, and in his first full season he got us a 3rd place finish. We've also extended a lot of players' contracts under Ole. So they are the positives. But Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Manchester United it was going to be a massive job. Not only that, he knew it was going to be a difficult job as well, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. When Solskjaer does get sacked, he will be the fourth permanent manager to be sacked since Ferguson, because Manchester United have already sacked 3 managers since Ferguson. We sacked David Moyes after 10 months. We finished 7th under the Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished, I think, in the Premier League era. Moyes is one of the worst managers we've ever had. Then obviously Man United sacked Louis van Gaal. Man United did win the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal. And Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he did win 3 trophies in his first season. I think Mourinho got us a second place finish in his second season. But Manchester United have been playing catch up since Ferguson retired. A lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which obviously it has done. No one will replicate what Ferguson did. Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. But Ferguson did not settle in straight away. He didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So it does take some managers time to settle in. Ferguson was a very long-serving manager as well. Ferguson enjoyed a 27-year managerial tenure at Man United. The only mistake Ferguson made was recommending David Moyes in when he retired, but the reasons he did that is because he had a lot of time for Moyes, and plus they were both Scottish. But in regards to Solskjaer, he ran out of excuses a long time ago, didn't he? Because Man United should be doing much, much better than they are, because Man United enjoyed a very good summer transfer window this year, spent around 141 million. Plus Solskjaer received very strong backing from the board. The likes of Ed Woodward's backed him, John Murtough backed him, Darren Fletcher backed him, and the Glazers surprisingly backed him. And Manchester United have got a very good squad. It's a title-winning squad, so in reality, Manchester United should be winning the Premier League this season, or at least challenging for the league. Manchester United have not won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago now. And Solskjaer did say at the start of this season that his ambition was to win the Premier League. But Manchester United do not play as a team, and that is one of the biggest problems at the moment. Manchester United are a team of individuals. You've got the likes of City, Liverpool and Chelsea that all play as a team, and that explains why they're in a much, much better position than Manchester United at this moment in time. Look at the players we've got. We've got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo's becoming very infuriated with Manchester United. Even Ronaldo has taken the mickey out of Solskjaer with his tactics and that. Ronaldo did play in the 2-0 defeat to Manchester City last weekend. And he was anonymous in that game because he got very little service. Ronaldo did have 2 chances in the game. The first chance was a volley, produced a good save from Edison, and his second chance produced a good save from Edison, but the second chance was offside anyway. Ronaldo saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta last week, because Ronaldo scored twice in stoppage time at the end of both halves. Ronaldo scored the winner in the reverse fixture against Atalanta at Old Trafford. He also scored the winner against Villarreal earlier on this season. He scored a very good goal against Tottenham. Very good volley that was. He also got an assist in that game. That was his first assist since he re-signed for Man United, and he also had a goal disallowed against Tottenham. We're just relying on Cristiano Ronaldo far too much. But Ronaldo has done well since he's re-signed. He's got 9 goals in all competitions so far. Don't forget, recently Ronaldo got named Manchester United's Player of the Month for October. That's back-to-back awards now because Ronaldo got named Premier League Player of the Month back in September. Ronaldo's got a contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. He receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United at the moment. Ronaldo wears a number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. Man United have obviously got Mason Greenwood. He's another good player. Greenwood did recently play in the 2-0 defeat to Man City. Didn't really do much. Obviously, he was playing alongside Ronaldo. The Greenwood and Ronaldo partnership doesn't work out. Greenwood came on in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta. Obviously, he came on for the injured Raphael Varane. Made an impact because obviously he got an assist in the game. Greenwood scored a stunning goal in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester earlier on this season. Greenwood has got, 4 goals in the league so far this season. At one point though, Greenwood did go a while without scoring. But I think he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7. And last season, Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract. I can assure Greenwood's got a long-term future at Manchester United. A lot of the time Greenwood does play on the right wing. That's where you get the best out of him. Manchester United have also got Marcus Rashford. That's a good player. And he has done well in quite a few games since he's come back. But on the other side of things, he's enjoyed a few bad games as well. Rashford did recently come on in the 2-0 defeat to Man City. He didn't do too bad. I thought he was poor in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta last week. He made an impact when he came on as a substitute against Tottenham because Marcus Rashford scored Man United's 3rd goal. It was a lovely breakaway goal as well. Rashford also scored in the 3-2 win against Atalanta at Old Trafford. He also scored in his comeback in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester. Don't forget Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while, and at one point Rashford had to have an operation on his shoulder. Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Rashford's got a contract with Man United until 2023. Like I've said before, you get the best out of Rashford on the left wing. He's far superior on the left wing than he is on the right wing or up top. You've got Edison Cavani, that's also a very good player as well. Cavani didn't play any part against Man City because he is out with injury until December. He came on in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta last week. Obviously, he played in the 3-0 win against Tottenham. Cavani was obviously alongside Ronaldo. That was very intriguing. They played very well together. Cavani scored a very good goal against Tottenham. It was a lovely dink over Hugo Lloris, and Cavani should have scored in the first half against Tottenham. It was a very good headed chance that just went wide. Cavani had injury earlier on this season. Unfortunately, I think Cavani's going to be leaving Manchester United next year, but I don't want him to leave with the impact he's made since he's come in. I think this season is Cavani's second full season at Man United. You know, we did get him on a free transfer. Cavani's now got under a year left on his contract. It was back in May Cavani signed that 1 year contract extension. Cavani's got a good pedigree behind him though. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at PSG, and he was also a long-serving player at PSG. Manchester United have also got Bruno Fernandes. He's an exceptional player. Fernandes starts the vast majority of Manchester United's games. Yes, he has been consistent in a lot of games for Man United, but on the other side of things, there's been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. Now, I've got to make an admission regarding Fernandes. I thought he was very poor in the defeat to Man City at the weekend. You know, he looked lost for ideas. He looked sloppy. And he gave the ball away quite a lot of times. Fernandes, though, played well in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta last week, because he did get an assist in that game for Ronaldo's first goal. It was a lovely back heel by Fernandes to set Ronaldo up. Fernandes also made an impact in the 3-0 win against Tottenham the other week, because he played a part in 2 goals in that game. But like I said, Fernandes is one of our best players, and he's one of the best signings we've made since Fergie retired. Fernandes has been a Manchester United player for, almost 2 years now. We got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Don't forget, last season he won Player of the Year, and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Earlier on this season, Fernandes did make it clear that he wants to stay at Man United. When he came to Manchester United, he said, "I've come to Manchester to win trophies." Fernandes has got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. You've got Sancho. That is a good player overall, but he has endured a poor start to his Manchester United career, and reflecting on that, fans have obviously been getting on Sancho's back. Solskjaer, though, has been to blame for Sancho's poor performances. Revert back to what I've mentioned before, because when Solskjaer decides to play Sancho, he persistently plays him out of position. He puts him on that left wing. Yes, he can play as a left winger, but he's far superior on the right wing to the left wing, because the right wing is Sancho's predominant position. You can also play Sancho through the middle. And I said Sancho will do well at Man United, providing that is used correctly. It does take some players time to settle in. There's quite a few games though that Sancho doesn't even play in. So reflecting on that, does he have a future at Manchester United? To his credit though, he did make an impact when he came on against City at the weekend. Man United got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million with add-ons included. Sancho's got a contract with Man United till June 2026. There's an option of a further year. And you know, we've got Donny van der Beek. That's another good player, but I haven't had much of a perception on him at Manchester United because he hasn't been given enough game time. And I've said that Solskjaer has to start Van der Beek, especially in the Premier League, because he's a good player. I think Van der Beek's leaving in January. Recently, Van der Beek came on against Man City and he made an impact. He also came on in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta last week and he made an impact. He could have won it for Manchester United because I think he had a chance at the end that came from a clever run. Obviously, prior to the Liverpool game, Solskjaer did admit that Van der Beek is frustrated and disappointed over his situation at Old Trafford, and it did mention earlier on this season that Donny Van der Beek was furious with Solskjaer. Van der Beek's endured what a difficult 19 months at Man United. This season is his second full season. Man United got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025, and Van der Beek's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. You've got Paul Pogba. He's another good player. Not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. Pogba didn't recently play in the 2-0 defeat to Man City because obviously Pogba's suspended. He's now got only 1 game to serve out of the 3-match ban he got. Pogba got sent off for the 2-footed challenge on Naby Keita in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Pogba did play in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta last week, and he was very poor. He made quite a lot of errors and he looked sloppy on the ball. And reflecting on that, Pogba got heavily criticised. It looks imminent that Pogba's leaving Manchester United on a free next summer, because Pogba's already said that he wants out and he's refused to sign a new contract. Mark Ogden did say earlier on this season that Man United are prepared to let Paul Pogba leave on a free transfer next summer after accepting that the midfielder will not sign a contract. Well, it said contract talks had been put on hold when it said Pogba snubbed Solskjaer after the Liverpool defeat. His current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. You've got Luke Shaw. That's a good left back. But I've got to make an admission regarding Luke Shaw. He's been abysmal so far this season. Where's the Luke Shaw from last season? Because I thought last season Luke Shaw was absolutely superb. Luke Shaw was recently poor in the game against Man City, and he was the main culprit for Man City's second goal by Bernardo Silva. Shaw's best game this season was the game against Tottenham the other week. He played well in that one despite him getting booked. Shaw's injured now, by the way. He came off injured against Man City. It was only earlier on this season he was out with a minor injury and illness. He's injury prone, is Shaw. Shaw's been at Manchester United for 7.5 years, so he's been a long-serving player, and he's our first choice left back. He's been our first choice left back for a while, and he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Tellez. You've got Wan-Bissaka, that's a good right back as well, but he was recently poor against Man City. It was a shame really, because in recent weeks he's been in scintillating form. There's aspects of his game that's got to improve. I think Wan-Bissaka has got to show more attacking intent. His position has to improve. And I think his crossing's got to improve as well. But defensively, he's always been good. Wan-Bissaka's one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. This season is his 3rd full season at Man United. We got Bissaka for 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. You've got Eric Bailly. That's a good centre-half as well. Bailly was horrendous though in the 2-0 defeat to Man City. Obviously City's first goal came from an own goal from Eric Bailly. It wasn't only that though, I think his overall performance was just abysmal. Really, really was. And I was shocked in that aspect, because Bailly put a very good performance out in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta. You know, he made some good blocks and some good interventions. He also played well against West Ham in the Carabao Cup earlier on this season. I think Bailly's only made 3 appearances so far this season. He doesn't get regular game time, so reflecting on that, I think he's going next year. He lost his place in the team a while ago, obviously with the signing of Varane in the summer transfer window, and obviously Solskjaer prefers Lindelof ahead of Eric Bailly. My element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone. Last season he signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. Obviously you've got Raphael Varane, that's a very good centre-half as well. He's done well in quite a lot of games he's played in for Man United. On the other side of things though, he's had a couple of games where he's looked off the pace. As you all know, Varane's now out with a hamstring injury, he's going to be out for a month. Varane came off injured in the first half in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta. Varane only just come back from a groin injury not so long ago, and Varane was out with that groin injury for a few weeks. Varane initially made his return against Tottenham, and he put a good performance out in the 3-0 win against Tottenham. Manchester United got Varane in a deal worth 41 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. Varane to Manchester United was official just before kick-off against Leeds, which was the opening day. But Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced and he's got a good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at Real Madrid. And Harry Maguire, he can be a good player, but he has not proven that so far this season. Harry Maguire's been very, very poor this season. He's been poor as well since he recovered from that calf injury. The best game Maguire's had this season was the 3-0 win against Tottenham the other week, despite Maguire getting booked in that game. Maguire had ligament damage in his ankle towards the end of last season. Manchester United overpaid for Maguire, got him in a deal worth 80 million, so he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club behind Pogba. And, De Gea, very, very good goalkeeper. Got to give him a lot of credit. He's done really well so far this season. He's made good saves, and I think his distribution's also been good as well. De Gea saved Manchester United from an humiliation against Man City, because De Gea made 4 fantastic saves in that first half against Man City. He denied Cancelo twice, he denied De Bruyne, and he also denied Gabriel Jesus. Yes, De Gea was partly to blame for Man City's second goal though. Don't forget De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. And Dean Henderson, he's also a good goalkeeper as well, but I think he's going out on loan next year because Dean Henderson obviously isn't getting his opportunities now, because obviously De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back, like I said. Henderson's only been in goal for 1 game so far this season. That was West Ham in the Cup. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.